Hello, I'm James Sapp, and I'm here today to deliver you a speech on the process and benefits of meditation. Most all of us have heard of meditation, at least until a couple years ago. That's all I'd known about it. But we haven't given much thought to the process and benefits of meditation. It's a simple enough activity on the surface. There are many advanced techniques beyond the few basic ones I wanted to talk about today, but even the basic ones have a great deal of ability to calm the mind, alleviate stress, and reduce anxiety. The benefits from even a few minutes of meditation can go a long way for all of us. In fact, in Andrew Newberg's article called Spirituality and the Aging Brain, he found that meditation benefited the performance of the mind in conflict monitoring and reasoning. It also reduced anxiety, depression, anger, fatigue, and increased stress regulation. All of those really helped me when I picked up the activity a couple years ago. And I thought I'd like to point out to everyone that if we all understood meditation a little better, the process behind it, we would all be able to reap the benefits that it innately has within it. Oftentimes, beginning to meditate is the most difficult part of the whole process, in that it's slightly contradictory. In order to begin meditating, you have to have somewhat of a calm and anxiety-free mind about you. If you're angry, if you're overstressed, if you're just flying off the handle, you're not going to be able to calm yourself enough to find a quiet place and to begin to meditate. And of course, that's the whole point of meditating to begin with, is you want to become calmer, more stress-free, and less anxious. Over time, you'll find just being calm enough to realize that I need to meditate now, or coming up with a meditation regimen schedule is just like an exercise regimen or a work regimen. It will really help you if you show some discipline with it. So once you're able to finally get that down, the actual physical process of meditating begins when you find a nice, calm, quiet place. Some of us like absolute silence, like me. A lot of us prefer ambient music, sounds, nature noises, water noises, bells, and they're all very peaceful and serene, but I like to have nothing but my thoughts whenever meditating. There are a few common beginning techniques. Lisa Ravelli and Christina Dervici's paper overlays a few of them, such as breathing meditation, which I'd like to focus on today, but they also touch on stress relaxation and stress management through muscle relaxation, which is another slightly more advanced meditative technique, but it just takes us further into the ability to reduce stress, keep a calm mind, just help alleviate a lot of things that bear down on us throughout the work week. It's important to try and remain relaxed when you're beginning meditating. If you have stress taking over your body, you're not going to be able to focus on the mental techniques that are required. You want to make sure that you're sitting with a upright, good posture. This engages the body. It allows your body to be occupied while your mind is free to perform the techniques of meditation. That's why people oftentimes sit on the ground. If you're sitting in a chair, too much of your weight's supported and you can find yourself drifting off into sleep. So sitting on the ground, I find, is the best way to do it. A nice straight posture, Indian style. It engages the body and allows you to actually get a little bit of exercise in. It helps you stretch your muscles out. It's important to make sure you have that posture before you even begin. If you aren't comfortable, you're not going to have a good meditation session. And you'll find that there's an overall running theme of relaxation with meditation. If you're not relaxed, it's just not going to be effective. Once you are relaxed and you find that you have a suitable location, you're going to want to begin focusing on your breathing. You don't want to force inhalation or exhalation. You just want to force on your natural breathing habits. Through the nose preferably, because when you breathe through your nose, it's a much more natural cycle than when you breathe through your mouth. It'll help you get more in tune with what's going on in your mind. And of course, even while you're paying attention to your breaths, you're still going to have a million thoughts racing through your mind. You just want to try and push those away so that you can focus on the thoughts of your breathing, the thought of your breathing. And that might seem unintuitive at first, but allows you to have a singularly focused mind while doing nothing else, no extraneous outside sources affecting you. And if you do become uncomfortable or your mind does wander, just keep bringing yourself back to keeping a straight posture and focusing on your breathing. Eventually, it may seem as if the thoughts and ideas are just pouring on harder and harder. This is not the fact that you're having more thoughts, it's the fact that they're becoming more and more clear as your mind becomes less foggy. Once again, just keep focused on the natural inhalation and exhalation. You don't want to force anything, you want to act naturally. And you'll find after a few minutes of this, if you're truly paying attention to that and you're truly not having any outside sources or thoughts tugging on you, that you'll begin to become much more peaceful. Your body will seem much less stressed. Your mind will be able to focus on things that are not quite so troublesome to you. And in fact, those troublesome thoughts are still there. In the article Benefits of Mindful Meditation by Isvan Schroeder and James Malcolm, they commented that judgmental thoughts or stressful thoughts, such as those that cause the sources of stress, they'll still be there, but meditation allows you to organize those and place those in a productive place rather than letting them rule you. And that is the basic principle they would like to point out, that meditation alleviates stress. And I hope that with a basic understanding of how to meditate, it can help anyone to alleviate stress better, to alleviate anxiety, because I know I had very few avenues to do that just a couple of years ago until I found meditation. It's the beginning steps are simple to undertake, and that's honestly all you really need. Anything extra is, like it sounds, extra. It'll help you if it's interesting to you, but the simple techniques of a breathing meditation, they can help alleviate stress. They can help anyone, even those with low stress, those with high stress. We can all reap benefits from this. And I hope it helps those of you, like myself, who had no other avenues of alleviating such a debilitating thing as anxiety. And I wanted to show with all of you something that I drew a couple years ago, shortly after I began meditating. I'm not an artist, but I had to draw something to try and explain to people what it felt like to be in a meditative state, because there's really no way to physically explain it. So this is my best representation of that. It shows the calm blues and greens that I often think about when I associate something with tranquility. And it's a very calming thing. The rage and the stress that it goes along with everyday life, you like it to go away, and you like to have a smooth, tranquil feeling. So I hope this has helped some of you, and this is James Sapp. You have a great Christmas.